10 rules for an artist. Rule number 1, your kung fu must be strong. And what does it mean to have strong kung fu? You must find your style. Kung Fu is about excellence. It's about manifesting your natural ability to the greatest way possible, finding the best way to do you. It's not about adopting different styles. It's about letting your style find you. You see, when you throw yourself into different things, eventually you allow the magic of you to find itself. The more and more you devote yourself towards an art form or anything for that matter, its secrets reveal itself. And eventually you find a way of mastering something and doing it to the greatest version that you have. Rule number 2, your art may be an offering to the people, to your countrymen, to the world, to your legacy and more. But first and foremost, it is an offering to the greatest version of you, to your highest self. And the best way to do that is to create art that you love, that you fall in love with, rather than trying to be a hack, as they say, and trying to make something that you think the biggest demographic of people are going to appreciate. No. You create something that gives you goosebumps, that you feel, that moves you. And when you hear that and you were moved by it, when you were given goosebumps by your work, you know you have something worthwhile. And that's the kind of thing you offer to the world. Rule number 3, practice makes perfect. The genius is playful. You see, if you want to become confident at something, you need to become competent at it. Therefore, you practice and practice and practice. But more often than not, perfection doesn't happen under watchful eyes. More often than not, when you get under the limelight and you're having lots of people watch you and you have to perform, it's do or die, you find yourself restricted. You find yourself unable to perform to the best of your abilities. Even when you're in practice, if you were practicing with an element of fear, that tends to breed poor or negative or less effective results. However, if you are playful, if you adopt this attitude where you were lighthearted about what you were doing, you allow yourself to find new ways of seeing things. This is where you allow creativity to manifest itself in what you're doing. This is where real genius takes root in you. And this is where you achieve far greater progress by adopting this playful attitude. And you'll find if you move that into the limelight, that same attitude of playfulness, that's when you're best able to overcome any feelings of nervousness. And that's when perfection is more likely to unfold. Rule number 4, treat yourself with respect. It's one thing to want respect from your peers, from your friends, from your society, but if you do not have respect within your heart, you will never cultivate respect from without. The best way to cultivate respect is to start treating yourself with standards. Standards to yourself. Don't allow yourself to take on ideas, take on unhealthy thoughts, unhealthy foods, unhealthy company, unhealthy things that are below your standard. When you cultivate a level of respect for yourself and what you are willing to tolerate, that breeds in to the kind of company, the kind of attitude that people will show towards you. And the reality is, look, people, regardless of how much respect you have for yourself, are not always going to respect you, but you need to have so much respect for yourself that it does not matter, that you are incapable of caring when people disrespect you. You are so full of respect for yourself that you can walk away from anyone that does not respect you. Rule number 5, learn to embrace failure as part of the process. The most frustrating thing for all of us is to put a tremendous amount of time and energy into trying to do something and not to get the reward that we expected. But sometimes the best teacher is failure. The best that we can get from any situation is to get not what we wanted, but something else. The universe will often give you what you need, not what you desire. And sometimes you need to kick up the ass. Sometimes you need to figure out what it is that is not working. And if you can maintain that passion, that drive, that gumption, that perspicacity, that sagacity that allows you to continue your journey, you can take that little hurdle, not failure, because ultimately it is part of the success. You can fine-tune what you are doing, and you can allow that to get you much further on your road to success. Rule number 6, there are some people that think that they're too experienced, they're too great to learn from anyone. They have this mentality where they don't want to learn from someone because they're not as successful as they are. But the real artist learns from everyone. You learn from the world. You learn from people that are failing. You learn from people that are succeeding. You learn from women, men, children, animals. You learn from everything. You can learn just as much from someone that is doing something well as you can from someone that is not doing something well. And if you truly have the heart, the mind of an artist, you will learn from everything. You will continue to grow. And that's how you stay relevant. That's how you stay on this pathway to constant growth, to an efflorescence of your artistic ability, by staying curious, by continuing to learn from everyone around you. Rule number 7, proximity is key. Networking is like magic. It seems as if opportunities seem to fall at your doorstep the more people that you know. The more you stay connected, the more worth of the people that you surround yourself with, the more opportunities will arrive at your doorstep. That's why it's so important as an artist to connect. Whether it's through social media or whether it is through being out in the real world, it is important for you to get out there in the real world. Don't be a hermit. Don't be confined to only your space. Expand yourself, grow, live in a big world. That's how opportunities appear at your doorstep. Rule number 8, protect your vision. You know, a lot of times you will have an idea, you will have a song, or you will have something of artistic brilliance. And people will want to make it something else. People will tell you that you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way. Trust me, just add this to it. People are experts. People claim, everyone claims to be an expert. Even when you are an expert yourself, people will tell you that they have a better way of doing things. And they're neither right or wrong. Everyone has a different way of doing something. But it is important to stay true to your creative vision, to your baby. You have this vision, this art that you have created, and it is your duty to see it to the end. And one of the difficulties in any journey is staying true with your artistic vision. Rule number 9, be patient with yourself. Mastery takes time. We all start off as novices. We all start off not being that good when we first start doing something for the first time. But if we're passionate about it, we can cultivate excellence. You know, whether you're picking up a guitar for the first time, like I was 5 years ago almost now, you suck when you first begin. And then, not so much. And it's like that. It's part of the journey. You need to be patient with yourself. Realize that it takes time to become a master. But if you have the devotion, if you have the tenacity, you will get there. Rule number 10, sometimes the surest way to succeed is to stop trying so hard to succeed. You can push yourself too hard, but you can also push yourself not enough. It's about finding that medium path. It's about realizing that the best way to achieve your goals is to have balance. Yes, to be eccentric in enthusiasm, in devotion, but also to know when to take a step back and relax and allow the magic of the universe to find its way to you when you are ready and it is ready.